long is the...
I got it.
This is 4 million people online, and 4 million people online each month on this program, Paltalk.
Welcome to Paltalk Unplugged, where Paltalk goes out on the streets to talk about the important issues of the day. Those of you in our virtual auditorium on paltalk.com can weigh in as well. Raise your hand if you want to talk, and I'll call you in order. My name is Boaz Frankel. Today, we are live from the South Street Seaport, interviewing shoppers about how they are adjusting their holiday gift-giving because of the economic downturn. Let's go first to correspondent Gary Baumgarten, live from the South Street Seaport.
Hey, how you doing there, Boaz? Hey, everybody. I'm glad to be here again for the third edition of Paltalk Unplugged. You know, for those of us here in the United States, our dollar is not going very far when it comes to shopping, and many of us are pitching pennies, the fewer gifts under the Christmas tree or the Hanukkah bush this year. But, you know, here in New York City, of course, this is a destination for people from all around the world, and for some of them, their currency is strong against the dollar, so they are doing much better in terms of how far their money will go. Eric and Esther are here from Switzerland. Welcome to New York.
Hello, thank you.
Thank you for coming in, visiting our wonderful city. So did you come here specifically to shop? And how is your Swiss franc against the U.S. dollar? Are you getting a lot for your money?
Comment on dit la même chose, c'est ça?
The same.
About the same.
1.1.
So let me ask you, here, as you all know, the economy is a huge story. We're not too far from Wall Street here at the South Street Seaport. How is it affecting life in Switzerland, the economy?
Here not yet, but the economy, the forecast economy say that next year it will be not be so better, so good.
So the Swiss are known for being the great bankers of the world, and here, if you have more than $200,000 from my mouth to here, I should have this problem in the bank.
Gary, we lost your audio. Okay, folks, please stand by. We are fixing it. Folks, please stand by. We are fixing the problem.
Okay, they have. It's very good. Well, I don't know if you heard how much of that last interview with Eric and Esther from Switzerland, but they were a delightful couple, and they suggested that the Swiss banks, if you're not so sure about the banks here in the United States, are a good place to put your money right now. And I saw that they were a very beautiful, handsome young couple, so I suggested that they go to Central Park and that he take her for a ride on a carriage, horse and carriage.
Well, you know, Gary, some things don't change. You know, horse and carriages were used during World War II, and if my recollection is correct, everybody on the eve of World War II, everybody ran and dumped a lot of their money and gold into Swiss banks before the Third Reich took over. So things don't change much when it comes to money in Switzerland.
So you remember those days in the Spanish-American War when you were called to battle on a horse?
No, let's not go back that far, and let's not try to be insulting. You know, I'm not that old, Gary. But but it's you know. But then again, what you're saying is probably parallel true to what's happening today. Let's hope that the economy doesn't go down so far that we'll have to be using horses and carriages.
Great. We have another interview. Matthew, come on over here, Matthew. Hey, Matthew, I'm Gary. Nice to meet you. Where are you from?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Cincinnati. Okay. I've been to Cincinnati for Oktoberfest, actually. So come on in close. Don't be afraid. I won't bite you.
Oh, sounds good.
So how are you adjusting your shopping for the holidays because of the current economic downturn?
Really, things that I've been thinking about most is just making sure that I still get, you know, gifts for everybody, but I'm trying to make it more heartfelt this year. I'm a college student at UC. Don't really have the cash to actually do too much this year. So trying to make sure that there's some meaning behind it.
So without telling your family what they're getting, what kind of things are you purchasing or making?
Well, I think I'm purchasing a painting actually from one of my friends, and kind of supporting him a little bit as well as maybe cutting down costs.
A lot of guys your age who are in college are having more difficulty than usual making ends meet. I have a son who's 21, and one of his buddies is crashing at my house because he has no place to live. That's pretty much the way it is these days, isn't it?
I would certainly say that. I just recently had to find a new place, same situation, couldn't afford where I was, and so I'm actually doing the same thing one of your son's friends doing.
So it's good to see that you were able to make it to New York anyway. How were you able to budget that?
It's a Christmas gift from my mother.
Oh, well, thank your mother.
Yes, I thank you, Mom.
There you go. Okay. Hey, thanks for joining us. Okay. Boaz?
I find it interesting, Gary, that one would buy, the gentleman that you just interviewed is buying a painting for a friend of his, if I heard correctly. I find that strange, Gary, because, in these times, economic peril, one would think about buying a gift that would be more useful and more, you know what I'm saying, Gary? I would buy a toaster or maybe or something like that.
Right, and those are items that are pretty inexpensive. Sometimes paintings, especially if they are original works of art, they cost a little bit more. But he says that he's trying to make sure that all the gifts that he gets are kind of heartfelt and personal, and I would imagine that a painting would be a reminder of their friendship forever, presumably, throughout their lives.
Well, listen, I can get pretty personal with a toaster. I'll tell you that right now. Very useful. You certainly can't make toast
with the microwave.
There you go. Microwave. That's a great. I just
all my cooking in the microwave. So I'll go to the frozen food section and get personal with the microwave.
Exactly. What I don't understand, Gary, is that going back to the gentleman that you interviewed from Europe, I believe from Switzerland, that couple, they were talking about how the euro dollar in Europe is standing strong. They also mentioned that the value of the euro dollar and what it buys in Europe is pretty much the same as what they can get with it here in the United States. Now, if that's the case, then that would indicate that the euro dollar is not that strong. What do you think?
No. They were saying that the Swiss franc is about even to the U.S. dollar. They weren't referring to the euro.